This week on r/JustNOMIL.
I have crippling depression.
Stay till the end to find out what happens when mother-in-law kicks our dog. We kick her out of our house. Fiancé 30F and I, 29F, felt our parents were getting too involved in our wedding, so we gave them their money back. There were tears.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
I'm engaged, planning on getting married next fall to my fiancé. We want something very small. We have a guest list of 11 people and we want to wear clothes we already own. When we first met, she was in a suit and I was wearing a white dress. We have a mutual best friend who is helping us design custom rings, and we want a short ceremony where we just sign the certificate and we're done, followed by a meal at our favorite restaurant. My parents transferred me £10,000, and her parents did the same. We did not ask for this. We both called our parents and explained that we were fine for money, but they said it was a wedding gift, so we thanked them and agreed with each other to put both amounts in our ISA. Mill wanted to know how we were doing the outfits and we told her that I'd be in a dress and fiancé would be in a suit. She has spent 2 weeks trying to convince fiancé to wear a dress so she will look pretty for the wedding. Every time either of us has tried to say we'd already chosen our outfits and explained why, she insisted that we both had to buy wedding dresses. My parents, meanwhile, have been nagging both of us about our guest list. We said small and intimate from the start, but they've given me expanded guest lists, which includes cousins, uncles, aunts I've never even met. When we tried to reinforce the small and intimate aspect, they brushed us off. We met both sets of parents for lunch earlier. They said that there was a miscommunication and the money from her parents was actually a dress budget for both of us, meant to only be used on dresses, and the money from my parents was for the guest list, so it was meant to cover venue and catering for an expanded guest list. We both went away from the table to talk. We discussed it and agreed that the money wasn't worth it, so we brought up our banking apps and transferred the money back. Then we went back to the table, sat back down, and told them what we'd done. They responded that we were acting like children, and we said that we wouldn't be told what to do. My mum and my future mother-in-law promptly burst into tears, and both fathers looked pretty angry. They told us that the money was meant for us, and we said that we wouldn't accept anything from them that came with strings attached. We repeated that we had all wedding elements, including our outfits and guest list, already decided. We said it was final and we wouldn't be taking suggestions, to which they said we were being unfair by not giving them a say. We then thanked them for the meal, put down a £20 each. Our meals came to about £15 and left without another word. We felt justified at the time, but since then we've both gotten messages from our siblings saying that we were rude to our respective parents when they were just trying to do something nice, and now we feel like we went too far. Did we?
Are you mad, bro? Tell me what you're mad for.
Mother-in-law burned down our house and got arrested.
You are fake news.
I'm posting for the second time now. I didn't see that coming. We made a big mistake when we didn't take Mill's threats seriously enough. We thought that she's like a dog that barks, but doesn't bite. Speaking of dogs, the only hero in this story is actually our dog. Heavens bless our dog. It happened at night. My husband and me were heavy sleepers. We were dreaming sweet dreams and didn't notice anything. If our dog hadn't jumped on our bed and barked, waking us up, we would probably both be dead now. I'm a firefighter myself and I realized that the fire was too big already. We couldn't put it out by ourselves. We escaped through the window, fortunately unharmed. Somebody had called the firefighters, who happened to be my colleagues, which was a weird situation. It was the first time they had to work on their buddy's house. They tried to work as fast and as efficiently as they could, but our house is damaged beyond repair. We can't live in it anymore. Mill got caught and basically dug her own grave, because she herself said that she was hoping till the last minute that her son would come to his senses, break up with me and start to date women, but he didn't, and she felt ashamed that she has created such a deformed human being, so she decided that it is better to have no son than gay son. She basically said she wanted to kill him. So even though at first what happened was classified as arson with the intent to damage the property, which would mean softer sentence, after those words it became arson with the intent to endanger life, and that means much more severe punishment, even up to life imprisonment. Our lawyer said that most likely she will not receive the maximum sentence, because no one has died, but she will receive at least a couple years behind bars. And there's not much her lawyer can help her, because she confessed. And she said such a stupid thing. Well, but my son's faggot husband is a firefighter, why didn't he save his house? In the middle of the night, just awoken, no gear, no tools, no equipment, caught completely unaware by the fire. Are you serious, Mill? You think that just because I'm a firefighter means I can put the fire out with my bare hands? Many people think that house fire is like they see in the movies, flames and light, but actually it is a complete darkness. The smoke makes the room so dark within minutes that you can't even see your own hands. House fire is always like a dark night. Now we're living with our friends while we find another place to live. Our clothing, our documents, passports, marriage certificate, everything is gone, but of course, those are just things, we can buy them again. We're alive, that's the most important thing. My husband is done with her. He's so very upset that his own mother wished him dead just because he's gay. If be for this he still hoped that their relationship could be fixed. Now he doesn't want to hear a single word about her no more. Her homophobic hate almost killed us. And it is our own fault as well, because we didn't give her actions and words the seriousness they deserved. We know some gay people who also have homophobic parents, but they have never tried actually killing their children. I guess that's why we didn't think that it might happen to us. Mother-in-law kicks our dog. We kick her out of our house.
Are you mad, bro? Tell me what you're mad for.
Today my Mill was over, and as always, she started to talk about children. We're married for 8 years now, but we don't have children, because we don't want them, and Mill has a hard time to wrap her head around it. She started to wail that we're going to be too old soon, we're both 30, and I kind of feel like she thinks our dog has the fault in it. I think she sees our dog as some kind of a hindrance that prevents us from having children, because sometimes she says something like, if you didn't have the dog, you could have children more safely, or, so weird that you care so much about an animal, but don't even think about having your own child. Our German Shepherd is 14 years old now. Of course, my husband and me, we realize that his life is coming to an end, and it's really hard, because he has been my dog since I was a teenager, and my husband has come to love him even more. He's like a child to us, and it's very difficult to say goodbye. He doesn't have any terminal illnesses though, and the vet said that as long as he's still eating, drinking and walking, we don't have to think about putting him down yet. So this time Mill got upset, because we asked her to close this topic once and for all. Whether or not we have children is none of her business, and we're definitely not going to have them just because she wants us to. She went out of the living room and to the foyer to get a jacket that was hanging there on the rack. Between the living room and the foyer, there's this short hallway, and our dog was walking there. I went out of the living room just in time to see Mill snarling, "Get out of the way, you dirty mutt," as she kicked him on the side. The dog staggered aside, surprised, as he has never been hit before. Even when he was a puppy and was doing all kinds of mischief, we never ever physically punished him, and this bitch wasn't gonna either. So I was like, what the frick are you doing? Why would you kick the dog? Mill said, well, why is he getting in my way, moving like a snail? I don't have time to stand here forever. Yes, Mill, the dog is slow. It's because he's old and doesn't have the energy anymore to run around all the time. So, move your ass around him. Honestly, she could have easily walked past him, the hallway is wide enough. But no, she probably hoped that no one will see her taking her frustration about us not having children out on the dog. I told her that the dog lives in this house and she doesn't have any rights to treat our pet like that. The dog doesn't have any fault in anything. If we wanted to have children, we would have them regardless of owning a dog. He's not an obstacle. And I told her that if she ever does something like that again, I will rip her head off. My husband didn't see Mill kicking the dog, but he heard the noise and came to see what's going on, and I told him that his mother attacked our dog. First, he couldn't believe it, and then he blazed in fury. He was 100% on my side and he told her to leave our house and never come back. He said she'll never step over the doorstep of our house, because our dog deserves a peaceful remaining time of his life and she's a danger to him. To be honest, I was pleasantly surprised. I knew he puts me above his mother, but I never thought he has that much of a spine. Mill was starting to say something, but my husband dragged her into the foyer. He didn't even let her get dressed. He threw her jacket and her boots out the door. By the way, it had rained shortly before and the jacket landed in puddle, and told her to never contact us again, and if we ever decide to have children, she'll never see them. Mill was offended beyond words. She was like, all because of one dirty, shedding, unsanitary piece of hair. You'll both regret it. Our dog is fine, in case you're wondering. My husband insisted that we go to the vet to make sure Mill didn't cause some internal damage. But everything is okay, as much as it can be in his age. My husband blocked Mill's phone and it looks like he's very serious about going NC with her. So am I. I will never understand cruelty towards animals.